Hello once again, everyone. Reporting from the Ohio Cattlemen's annual meeting, visiting with Kris Vincent. Kris, tell us a little bit about your background. You're just retired from the board of directors, but we'll get into that in a minute. Tell us a little bit about your farming, your cattle background.
Well, Gary, we have a commercial cow operation in Stark County. We're in we're near the Football Hall of Fame area, and but I'm a fourth generation. We've got 50 cows that we maintain there, and it's been a mainstay for us for many years. I grew up there, and would like to keep it that way for many years to come. And I think we've got things in place to do that. We have my wife is involved in agricultural business as well. She's a salesperson for PBS Livestock, but she is active with our farm, and so are our children both. So it's a great place to live.
And the age of your children?
Well, our son is 32 and our daughter's 27. And so they're well on their way, and they've got their own children. So we've got 5 grandchildren to look after here that try to instill some of the same love for the game that we have in the farm business, so that we can continue that with them.
Well, let me ask you, we haven't touched on this for a while in any of our recent shows, so let me ask you this. With putting together a plan for the future, an estate plan, if you will, bringing the kids on board, their families, is this something that you sound like this is something that you would approach, but there's a lot of folks that they don't want to talk about, an estate, death, or anything like that. But the future is really important to maintain that family farm for more generations.
That's right, Gary. It's very important that you sit down and have that conversation with at least your parents or your children, and establish the guidelines that you expect to have happen. And you want to make sure that is something that we can pass on, because it's important to us. And they need to understand the importance as well, so that we all know that we're moving in the same direction. And I haven't really had to do any persuading to our children of that, because they understand it. They know that the love of this business is in them, and that's what we're trying to establish that now for them. And we've had the same conversation with my parents to try to make sure what their wishes are with their farm, and try to set those guidelines into place there as well. So it's a conversation that needs to happen, and it's not hard to do. It really isn't. You can work with an attorney and set those things up pretty easily.
Well, you are retired from the Ohio Cattlemen's Association's Board of Directors. You were have served 2 terms as director. You had to get a lot of satisfaction. I know there was work involved, but it has to be satisfying with the time that you look back.
Yes, it is. That is one of the best things about this. Definitely one of the most grassroots organizations that I've ever been involved with, because I'm able to take concerns from my constituents, our people in our area, in our county, and pass them through our board, have the interactive conversation about those things, and then carry it forward. I also served several years as our National Cattlemen's Beef Association representative from Ohio. So those things were able to be taken then to the national level. And I've been to Washington several times, worked with our folks there in our lobbying efforts through the House and the Senate. And those are very rewarding times as a cattleman, to be able to carry all that message forward and to see it in action. So those are some of the things that you just cherish about this kind of a business, and just to be engaged. There's a lot of folks that a lot of times they really don't want to get engaged. They're afraid to, but that's why I chose to do it, and if you're not going to engage yourself with these things, then it takes all of those people. You got folks that want to sit back, but you got folks that also want to move forward with it.
I would imagine it's vital to bring back that information, no matter where you are in other parts of the country, to tell the membership here. That just strengthens what they know, the information, and also tells them the value of what the checkoff is all about.
That's exactly right. And those values, they're important, because what we see from the industry in other parts of the country here are much different than what we do here in the East. So those are important things.
Very good, Kris. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Gary.
And stay with us. We'll return right after this.